Hi, welcome to Charts Chatter with Chatur Charts, the 20th July 2022 edition. With the great gusto that's been happening over the last 3 or 4 sessions, Nifty managed to capture 16,500 finally and headed straight for 15,580 as the day's high today before closing at 16,520. So, what's there in store for us is what we need to check out. Is Nifty headed higher, or is it going to take some rest before it decides its direction? Is what we need to find out. All right. So, we just want to kind of draw your attention to an earlier pattern which had occurred in the month of May. And the current pattern that you see on the chart is more or less similar. The earlier pattern was also an ABCDE wave, which finally led to a correction, and then Nifty hitting the 15,183 levels, the low that it made recently. So the current pattern that is there, it appears to have completed the ABCDE wave today. So that's the presumption, because if you see, there is a trend line resistance on top, and the point E is where it terminated today, and it has made a baby abandoned bearish candle. So abandoned baby bearish candle is a candle where it opens higher, but closes a wee bit lower than the open. So that's where Nifty is today. And my own calculation is that wave E perhaps is completed. And in the next few days until expiry, Nifty may do an ABC corrective wave and terminate around the 16,200 zones, give or take, 40, 50 points here and there. So maybe 16,175 to 16,225 is my personal target for the Nifty expiry, the month-end expiry. So that's what Nifty has been doing. So it looks like the reason why I strongly feel so is because on 14th of July, Nifty made a low of 15,850 from where it took support. And in just 4 sessions, it has galloped to 16,500. But in the process, if you notice, there are a lot of gaps that it has created. And generally, gaps are filled up, especially in case of triangles, that gaps get filled up very soon than later. So this leads me to believe that Nifty will perhaps come down and correct. And if this 16,200 level gets decisively broken on the day charts, perhaps further downsides can also be seen in Nifty. So the set of corrections that has been happening recently has foxed everybody, including all analysts, because Nifty has been making complex corrective patterns, and no one is able to accurately predict the direction for Nifty. So let's see what Nifty does. In case of Bank Nifty also, the pattern is more or less similar. So here is the Bank Nifty chart. And if you see, Bank Nifty has also made an ABCDE, and today there is a abandoned baby bearish candle that has got created. It opened higher at 36,022, but closed lower at 35,972. So it made a small bearish candle. And my own expectation is also that there is going to be an ABC wave that it might make. And the July end expiry target for Bank Nifty is about 35,400. And if this level gets effectively taken out, perhaps lower sides can be seen for Bank Nifty as well, because this is a rising wedge, and a rising wedge correction is generally very steep. So, but again, like Nifty, Bank Nifty also is extremely strong, and there's very heavy buying going on in private banks. So we will have to really see as to what happens and which way the index moves. One stock that I would like to draw your attention to is Federal Bank, and we had reviewed it over the weekend, and I had commented that it had made a harmonic bearish bat pattern, and here is the chart. And by virtue of the stock making overall high of more than 106, this bearish pattern the harmonic bat pattern, as I call it, is complete. And this has made a perfect bearish pattern. Now, I had commented that the stock may rise temporarily to 102, 104, 106 levels also. In fact, it went to about 109.45 this morning. But at the end of the day, you see that there is a big evening star. The last candle is a big red candle. And from a high of 109.4, it closed at 105.15 before hitting a low of 104.80. So this is a very, very bearish sign, and just with very, very high volumes that selling has occurred in Federal Bank today. So we have to watch out this stock. And as I mentioned earlier, that if in the following 4 or 5 sessions, if it closes below 97 or even 98, then this becomes a very, very perfect stock for shorting. And based on that, the targets that I have set already earlier, the first target is about 91, and the second target is about 85, 84, and the third target could take it well below 81. But the precondition being that the stock must close below 98 or at least 97 for it to be shorted. So that's all for today. And let's see what the market does. It will be very interesting until expiry whether Nifty will be able to hold the present levels. There is immense bullishness. Today, energy stocks zoomed past with the windfall tax cuts announced by the government. IT stocks did a huge catch up, nearly galloping about 700 points. So there is sectoral rotation that's happening, but whether it will sustain, and with the Fed rate hike meeting due mid next week, whether the indices will hold the gains will be very, very interesting to see. Okay, then until then, you all take care and have a nice trading day tomorrow. Bye-bye.